I'm kchoi, welcome to my channel. I get asked a lot about my master's degree and if it was worth it for me, etc, etc. So today I thought I would talk about whether or not you should get a master's. Of course, no two career paths are the same, especially in this day and age when there are so many quote-unquote unconventional careers. So take this with a grain of salt. I just hope that it helps you kind of reflect and see what is best for you and your own career interests. I thought of 3 questions that you could ask yourself to help you determine this, so let's begin. The first one is a master's degree a requirement for your career? In some professions, like becoming a psychologist or a therapist of some sorts, whether it's speech therapy, physical therapy, etc., you need to have a master's degree to advance to that next step. I have friends that are in some of those fields and they needed to get a master's in order to move on up from becoming a therapy assistant, for example, to becoming a therapist themselves. So this is very straightforward, and depending on whatever field you are in or are interested in, you should probably know if you need to have a master's to actually get to that point. There are many other professions where you don't need to have a master's in order to pursue or have that career, like fields in marketing and public relations and advertising. A bachelor's is usually enough. So if you need to have a master's for the career that you want, like a licensed psychologist, then you should probably get that master's. But if not, then it might be better for you to get your experience and learn through work. The second question is kind of related, but I will explain how it's different, and that is, will a master's help you achieve your short-term and or long-term goals? This is the question that I had to ask myself when I was deciding to pursue a master's in management, and that's because I used to work in public relations, but I wanted to change my career and go into management consulting. Now, for management consulting, you don't necessarily need to have a master's in order to become a consultant. Oftentimes, people who are in consulting might pursue an MBA in order to just increase their pay or help them get a promotion or just learn more, I guess, outside of what they're doing at work. But it's by no means necessary to get that career, which makes it different from the first question. For me, getting the master's in management would help me achieve that short-term goal of becoming a consultant because I had no business background or knowledge because I majored in English literature. I did not major in business or economics or something related to those fields. Getting some education in business would help me look more desirable to employers and would help me with my own confidence in the field. Maybe you have a different situation to me. You might have your own company or your own practice or something where you're a nutritionist, for example. I have a friend who is a nutritionist, and you might get a degree in nutritional science just to help bolster your credentials and help you look more desirable to clients. So these are related to advancing your career like the first question, but the difference is that it's not necessarily a requirement, but something that could support, boost, or even change your career. So if you have a specific goal in mind, a specific place you want to get to, whether it's changing your career or advancing your current situation, and you think a master's would help, then you should maybe go for it. The thing I'm trying to get at with these first 2 questions is I don't personally think that you should pursue a master's if you're not sure what you want to do. If you don't have a specific idea of what you want to do, then you might be better off just trying to get work experience rather than getting a master's, because a master's is very specialized and it is useful for a specific career in general. Management and MBA degrees are a little bit different because there are many different fields that they can be applied to within the realm of business, but it's still important to have a goal because otherwise you might be just wasting your time and money, which brings me to the third question. Do you have the resources? By resources, I mean both time and money. Master's degrees are quite expensive, especially in the US and increasingly in the UK, so money is definitely an important factor in whether or not you should go for that master's degree, taking into account how important it is to you and your career and what your goals are. In the US, a master's degree could cost like $50,000 to even $120,000 total, and that's just the tuition, so that's not counting the books or the living costs you might have to have if you move. In the UK, it's a little bit lower. For example, at UCL, where I got my master's, the range was from about £9,000 to £25,000 for the entire degree. Again, just for the tuition, but £9,000 is still £9,000. Time is important as well. If you are currently a working professional, can you step away from the workforce for 1 or 2 years, however long it takes to get the master's, or can you work and go to school part-time as a part-time student? While I think the first two questions about whether or not the master's degree will help you advance your career or achieve certain goals are more important, the resources aspect is also something that should be considered very seriously. Of course, many schools have scholarships that you can apply for, but in my experience and my research when I was applying to schools, there aren't too many scholarships. There also isn't too much financial aid for master's programs when compared to undergraduate bachelor's degrees. That's just my experience. Let me know or write in the comments if you have a different experience. So those are 3 questions that could be a starting point for you to consider if you are thinking about getting a master's degree. Is it something that is required for you? If not, will it still help you advance your career in some way? And do you have the time and resources or a way to get those? I hope this video is helpful for you. Let me know if you have any other questions about getting a master's degree. If you have questions about the specific program I took, I already did a full video about that, which I will link up here or in the description box. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!